Today's idea is, take 100% responsibility for your life. The useful way to hear it is not as a slogan, but as a practical operating system. In this deep dive, we will turn the idea into a clear model, look at why people usually miss it, walk through ordinary examples, and end with a practice you can use today. The goal is not motivational noise. The goal is a usable idea that changes what you do after you hear it. The core idea is simple: take 100% responsibility for your life means choosing the response you can control instead of waiting for the world to become easier. It does not mean pretending problems are fake. It means moving your attention from blame, delay, and vague hope toward the next honest action. That shift sounds small, but it changes the entire problem. The moment you ask what can I do differently, the situation stops being only something happening to you and becomes something you can work with. Here is the deeper mechanism. Every result has inputs: what happened, what you believed about it, what you said, what you avoided, and what you did next. When you only study the event, you feel stuck. When you study your response, you find levers. Those levers are where growth lives. This does not erase unfairness, bad luck, or other people's choices. It simply separates what belongs to the world from what belongs to your next move. Now let us pull out the main takeaways. This idea shows up through a few repeated clues. First, look for the part of the situation you can actually influence. Second, look for the repeated behavior that is shaping the result. Third, look for the next small response you can practice. These are not lines to memorize. They are reminders that success usually changes when behavior becomes more deliberate. If you listen underneath the examples, the deeper message is to stop outsourcing your future to mood, circumstance, and old habits. A common mistake is turning this idea into self-criticism. That is not the point. Responsibility is useful because it gives power back to you. Shame freezes action, ownership creates options. The question is not, what is wrong with me? The better question is, what response would improve the outcome? That difference matters. Self-attack burns energy on identity. Ownership spends energy on design. Think about a work example. A project is late. The event might include a messy timeline, unclear requirements, or a teammate who did not deliver. But your response might include not clarifying the deadline, not asking for help early, or not creating a visible checklist. The useful question is not who can I blame. The useful question is what system would make this less likely next time. Now think about a personal example. Maybe your health, money, or relationships are not where you want them. It is tempting to wait for the perfect week, the perfect partner, the perfect amount of time, or the perfect motivation. A deeper application of this idea is to choose one controllable response, prepare one better meal, automate one savings transfer, send one honest message, or protect one focused hour. This is why the idea pairs well with a future-focused worldview. Technology can amplify responsibility. A calendar can protect commitments. A shared document can make cooperation visible. Clean energy, better planning tools, online education, and creative automation all become more powerful when people use them with intention instead of distraction. But tools cannot choose values for us. A positive future is not built by technology alone. It is built by people who decide to be accountable for the effects of their choices, to cooperate across differences, and to use new capabilities responsibly. This idea scales from one person to a team, a company, and eventually a culture. Try applying it in 3 layers. First, name the outcome you are getting without drama. Second, list the responses that helped create it: habits, conversations, choices, assumptions, and avoided decisions. Third, choose one new response small enough to do within 24 hours. Small is important because small actions teach your nervous system that change is real. Here is a useful sentence frame. The current result is blank. My part in creating or allowing it is blank. The response I will test next is blank. Use neutral language. You are not writing a confession. You are writing a control panel. The more specific the response, the easier it is to learn from it. A second practice is the feedback loop. Act, observe, adjust. If your first response does not work, that is data, not defeat. Maybe the ask was too vague. Maybe the habit was too ambitious. Maybe the environment kept pulling you backward. Improve the design and try again. Success becomes less mysterious when you treat your life like something you can learn from. For today, run this experiment. Pick one frustrating result. Write one sentence that starts with, "My current response has been." Then write one sentence that starts with, "My next response will be." Keep it concrete. Make the next response visible, measurable, and near enough that you can begin now. Then give yourself 48 hours and review what changed. The value of take 100% responsibility for your life is that it turns success from a wish into a feedback loop. You act, you observe, you adjust, and you keep going. That is how a life changes without waiting for perfect conditions. It is also how a better world gets built, people choosing better responses, then using their tools, teams, and technology to make those responses easier for everyone.